Yamo Ajumu Akaba Efamra ITV. So Busia Sahude Chawemu Dishana Ditie and a brasso ayade esu fi ITV sui. And Mary Sembia Betty Wakase boy mu any and a day. Yenu copy mu ewo Oxford Stadium and no one coin. A shrap for one more acquire medicals near Diano. The course or honye a better just any pensia, a free at the muchum everball. Mampeni Mahama, Akosha one way do 37 military hospital. Sounds so and a penphobia. Akasa ede afa de ekoswe ehun se me no ka say eyade ne wonu mo atu de na ekoso ni na asensen penfo se brepemu and wonu mo de da won besa akoye screen ede abetu dwa enkokon ketenkete se me no ka se kodu asantimantem mo mampani mahama nei wakohwe apa ho entoma ensem ye afofo bi ka ho na numre ye de eba beso mo medi ene da chehima afia akonua ede ne ho aba na nchi nwato so. Ensem no emu chemu enie ene day Ghana yansan so antia sem de esanse yenuanom a wono pekwan kwura asra adwuma no emone na mpenfo to wonom krase wonom emeye medical say ene screening na eno no wonom na ewa for stadium eno no one kind ben 37 ho ene ehwese wonom emra sade wonom gichi kwogbo pe so eho no ewi etwe na nipa nsia na ato nanom ewo ensedo na anapa no eba se nipa nsia anche na ba se enipa beye dumie nenei asra adwumakuo ne mpanfo e da beto dwa a wotwe se enipa aduonu wotwe na wonom epra nsia na aye nyamedia na afei emunum so bebia wonom da no emu awram asam no ka say wonom ewo ICU unity a eno no ewo 37 military hospital na emu dumienu ensoso no wonom tibia no emura critical de na so wonom ehwese ne ma besisi so de ama womo sa ensem we de wo kasa ye de magana asra adwuma no eye Captain Vivian Abraham Kwabla na gina wonom anem akopem 37 military hospital a wono na eye commander ewo.
There's an erroneous information going out. The casualties we have that came through were 28 in number. Those who are dead are 6 and not 12. Those who are critical and in ICU are 5. We have 12 who are fairly critical. The rest are stable.
No any sima wode atudwa wosense nam from him say nipa dumienu na afrimu no enya nokora nipa nsia na wonom afrimu na sansem ya ho no mampani John Dramani Mahama okwahwe wonom awieye no na wadwumaso di awa santemantam ye nkokon ketenkete program ne wokopa ho entoma na ansa wode na no di sam ebetudwa no wo fasa konya ne so edeto adehye na no mahemfo no atwa ho hye na elim say de akoso ewo 37 nipa nsia a wonom afrimu no aroho. Now, so the Akobani say, one munina, a ma.
I'm say, Nedikai, and ne a rehosembi etoye, a torrenchembi etoya no pay. And maybe a tremo. Sakobasi a fast soldier, and now say a fast police, and I be beer. When we say near Yanukum. One take share, Obesha na Yinipa say Omonko for training. And Tabra Yabon Toa answer near Beto 2024 about one. The share boss say, Siaba, a Kobase, your first soldier, na police. You're the Betuja na region Bia Yama, Yamabuna Quina, na almost so. Omwetimi abepre sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a ɔmbɛnya saa adwuma no bi ayɛ. Ampa nso yɛbie adeɛ a yɛfrɛ no portal. Nti ɛmabunu pii ɛkɔ saa fidie no so ɛkɔ register. Nti ɛnnɛ ɛna nkɛwɔ sɛ yɛhyɛ ase na yɛhwɛ ɔmo nwoma ne ɔmo ho sɛnea ɔmo ahoɔden seteɛ ɛne saa nneɛma no nyinaa. Nti anɔpɛ yi region biara yɛkyerɛ ɔmo baabi a ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo hyia. Na Accra akɔyɛ kuropɔn no yɛ sɛ nipa dodo a epie yɛ sɛ ɔmo hwɛ saa adwuma no na ɔmo dɔɔso yie. Na ahoprepre ne adeɛ a ɛhyɛ ase abere a yɛbie gate no sɛ nipa nwura mu no. Ɛma nipa no bebree ɛde ahoɔden epia sɛ ɔmo kɔ ɔmo anim etumi ewura mu. Na awerɛhosɛm ne sɛ ebi ɛhwɛ ase ɛmeɛ tietia ɔmo so. Na mene mo kasa yi sɛnea yɛnya ne nteyɛ nipa nsia yɛmabunu ahwere ɔmo nkwa. Na dumienu bi nso ɛda hospital a ɛkyɛ sɛ ayɛ den nso yɛbɔ mpaeɛ sɛ ɔmo ho bɛtɔ ɔmo na nyame ɛnya awerɛho ama ɔmo. Enti meka sɛ soja mpanyinfo ama yɛaso ate sɛ yɛmma nsia ɔmo nyinaa ɛyɛ mmabaawa ɔma hwere ɔmo nkwa. Sɛ Kumasi ha nso biribi kakra saa siyɛ a ɛkyerɛ sɛ nipa baako sɛ wepra deden bi a ɔda ayaresabea ɔno nso yɛbɔ mpaeɛ sɛ obenya ahoɔden na nyame ahunu mmɔbɔ. Nyame fa ɔmo kra nsie. Abere a yɛbɔ ntoa 2024 campaign na nea yɛwura erikopoku kan ɔyɛ agric minister ɛne sɛ afei wohwɛ nkokɔ nam a yɛkra fi amanɔne dollar sika mu ɛnyɛ Ghana sika mu yɛde bɛyɛ $300 million ɛne yɛde kra saa nkokɔ no. Na wohwɛ a nkokɔ no nso ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛtɔ da bi a ɛda fridge mu bɛyɛ afe ansa na ɔmo abɛtɔn ama yɛ. Nti ɛnyɛ akokɔ a ɛyɛ fresh a ɛboa nipadua no sɛnea nea yɛbɛyɛ yi ɛbɛboa nipadua no na yɛnya ahoɔden yɛtumi ayɛ adwuma. Enti yɛbɔ ntoa no ɛna me sɛ nyame yɛ adom na nkonimdie yɛ deɛ na yɛba aban mu a yɛbɛkyekyɛ anka mbɛka sɛ nkokɔ mma ɛna agya hwii nyɛ me kasa meboa me ho kɛkɛ anti lɔdina ne ɔkyerɛ me a na metumi ka menkɔka nkokɔ mma a mesɛ nkokɔ nketenkete ɛso ne nyinaa ɛyɛ baako sɛ nkokɔ mma yɛ nkokɔ nketewa. Enti ɛnnɛ yɛgyina ha yi mfomso a meyɛ wɔ me kasa no mu ɛno ɛna abɛdane mfasoɔ ama Ghana man nyinaa.
Jaraswa wa mampeni John Dramani Mahama ninsam emu nene wadi aso akoboho eba behwe ema wahantumu na vrongo kwantempon a we no ewo etifidu atoye mantam no wono mo ahwe atwa ato ne timi abopapa sanse samkwan wono ma ka ho nsam asu afre aban ache no na wo ba behwe na wode wose ayoyo ede ama wo mu.
Event, it is a solemn reaffirmation of our collective resolve to restore fairness, equity, and dignity to every part of our nation. For decades, our brothers and sisters in the northern part of Ghana have endured the pain of neglect marked by broken promises, delayed projects, and missed opportunities. But today, that narrative is going to change. Under this administration, we're not here to make speeches. We're here to make progress, and we're here to deliver on our word. The Big Push infrastructure program we're launching today marks a decisive step forward. It is a bold new chapter in Ghana's journey towards balanced development. It is our commitment to ensuring that no region, no community or citizen is left behind. The Big Push is not a slogan, it is a national transformation blueprint, a coordinated program to modernize our infrastructure, to expand opportunities and generate thousands of decent, sustainable jobs for our young people. We're laying the foundation for a new Ghana, a country that works round the clock 24/7, supported by efficient roads, modern markets, logistics, reliable energy, and strong, accountable institutions. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the backbone of our 24-hour economy initiative. That is an economy that never sleeps, one that enables farmers to move their produce even at night, industries to operate multiple shifts, and markets to do business beyond daylight hours. When we speak of 24-hour economy, this is what we mean: an inclusive, modern economy powered by infrastructure, logistics, and connectivity. And that journey begins here in Wa. The Big Push projects for the Upper West and Upper East regions will transform the entire northern transport corridor. We're constructing and upgrading over 260 kilometers of roads in Upper West alone. Strategic roads linking Wa to Mumhan to Navrungo, Wa, Laura to Hamile. These are all vital arteries that sustain agriculture, trade, education, and healthcare across the north. For far too long, these roads have been in deplorable condition. Farmers have struggled to transport their produce, traders have lost goods to bad roads, children have endured unsafe and lengthy commutes to school, and armed robbers have had a field day attacking our mothers coming from market. Today, I stand in Guli to say enough is enough.
Na wotwe etwa mu nipa bi a wono efa kwanbone so etufo magudie kotoshe 9 months adwumayefo eso enutinam so ema posi ana afe no 9 months wono empanifo ahwe emene wono asrafo aka abomu akọ asantemantamu no framantamu ana afe ahafomantamu ahwe akọ chi nipa bi wo mu twese wono beteto wono manu ahwe na wo mu ahu sai de course yi wono bi eka ho ana na nkrotu ahodu ekosa amantan wo mu koye bie eye dadwene anu obuase afe anwona asante mantamu ana sankwe wo enche ehi anu wafa mantam so wono mo ekoho ana afe hwidiem Kenya se goso ene nkro ahodu bi anu so so ahafo region no wono kopiem eho mpanfo ne samtwofo edinkomo efe wono operation yi.
Inspector General of Police has deployed various POMAB members to support this operation in Ashanti region. As you are aware, we are going to undertake a special operation in the region. You know, the locations will be disclosed as we move. All what the Inspector General of Police want you to do is to be professional, extremely professional as you conduct your business. Please execute the tasks according to the briefing that has been given to you. And as we go, please, make sure that you are firm, you are robust, you are professional in the execution of your tasks. And ensure that you move in groups. Don't go and isolate yourself. There shouldn't be any isolation. All of you should move in groups, be brave, be apt, and then execute the task professionally. We are going to combine this effort with the Ghana Armed Forces. The military will join you. Let's work as a team. Teamwork is critical as far as the success of this operation is concerned. As an organization, the Ghana Police Service, let's maintain maximum security, let's maintain maximum professionalism. Cover yourself and support yourself as far as this operation is concerned.
We are a law enforcing agency. We are supposed to ensure that as we work, we enforce the law as well. One very important aspect of what we are going to do is that we must also acknowledge the fact that we are going to work with and on human beings. Let's ensure that we do not trample on the law as we execute our duty. Let's respect their humanity, let's respect their rights, but at the same time, if anybody goes against the law must deal with the person. And that is why we are carrying out this exercise.
Was our operation one more equoye no Ghana Posi sign Yera Christian Tete Yohonu adding Chimu Abanasan and Chimuno etie.
There has been this frequent attack on police and military, especially our police stations, and recently to the 9-month operation in around Quidiem where the military officers were attacked, and they have to be rescued by police officers, and the situation was so tense, and it appears this is what is a trend now, that any less thing people have to mobilize to attack the police. Recently, you saw what happened in Ehi in the Volta region. When the suspect was arrested, the people were demanding that the suspect should be released. They ended up releasing the suspect, breaking the police station and releasing the suspect, and the person was nearly lynched. See, we are living in a country now where now the indiscipline is very high. And then they are emboldened into such a situation that now they don't fear police, they don't fear military. They feel that now they can just confront us. And if we allow this thing to go on in this country, then the time will come when there will be nobody to protect any citizen in terms of difficulty. So from the national security level, headed by the National Security Coordinator, the police and the military has launched a serious war on these miscreants who want always to break the law. And so simultaneously last night to this dawn, we mounted operation starting from this Quidiem where they attacked the 9-month officials. So Quidiem, Kenyase and Goso were the places where they mobilized the tribes to come and attack the police and the military at the station. So we conducted that exercise, and we had over 400 people arrested. They are bringing them to Kumasi.
Democracy Hub aye wo shuboko ba kwa wo man emu nene won matintim krata so ade akodan court batan say won hwe na won sigina ya emfemfa enipa bi US pese wo bo won mu ade ba ebibrem a wo man Ghana eka ho ebie court ni hwe na won si won kwan kra ewo saade won mu aye ehu na won krata won mu atintim so akodan court no na ne court ni hwe se enche won behwe asinkonwa ma sankrata won ma hwe atintim so de atu netimi aboa enutinei wonum court lawyer ni edema Democracy Hub Oliver Baka Vomawo ekasai.
I mean, the duty of counsel is to continue to assist the Supreme Court in arriving at this decision. Written submissions allow us to argue the law and why the court in previous decisions and in similar circumstances in Gitmo 2, for instance, ordered the Attorney General to discover and disclose the agreement that they have. The Attorney General themselves are walking away from what they have described as a memorandum. The Deputy Attorney General in an interview called it an understanding. Before the court, they're calling it an arrangement. Whatever it is, like I said to the court, that unless the baby is adored, there's no way to tell the baby's gender. So that's all we're asking the court, whether everybody would then have some level of clarity as to what we're dealing with. And we can't force the court's hand, unfortunately, but we are concerned about persistent human rights violations that are happening in connection with this. We did try to press the court about the agency of this matter. As you are aware, this is a matter we filed in October. We are going almost towards December. And the government is continuing to implement the agreement with rapid force. We are seeing people come in, we are seeing people being deported, and we're seeing people being treated in ways in which does not hold up to the standards as a republic that we expect of them. Our hope is that, when the court eventually considers this, that these individuals will consider themselves made whole. That no other person, be it a West African or any other person, will be subjected to this kind of what the Republic is doing. But more importantly, there are certain things which are law and there are certain things which are questions of morality as well. The Foreign Minister has described what we are doing, or Ghana as a mecca of Pan-Africanism. I don't think that we're holding up ourselves in any good regard in this. My hope is that they clean up the act. My hope is that, even out of respect for what is going on, that they reconsider this agreement.
Wansamfu from 2025 conference at the Ma principals ya one of that technical institutions ya no akoso e won kwan no nam so mene ya beto jose e ba technical schools ya hodo a e wo memu na challenges ya hodo no a ana wonum efesie eni ti bro so sempen for share na akadie titru a esesa technical institutions wonum esaka no otimi de ma wonum na timi boa man tete a wonum agye wo ho no enwie peyo na owura akon Domete wano anaye president ya wada conference of principals at the ma technical institutions annual wone ya mani boni black edin common say and wakasai.
I think for COPTI what we need is a whole lot. We need infrastructure. I think infrastructure is one. Government need to look at TVET from the lens of national development. The reason being that if we really want to improve Ghana to have that kind of industrialization, TVET should be paramount and foremost in the dreams and vision of government. Most of our schools are lacking the basic infrastructure. Most of our schools, we lack staff. Most of our schools, consumables. Consumables basically are more or less teaching and learning supplies that are used in the department. For example, if you go to welding, they will use this welding rod. The moment you start using and applying the welding rod, remember you are burning money. And it should tell you that TVET, and for that matter, technical and vocational education and training, is capital intensive, and we have to be intentional about what we want to input into our training, especially the young ones. We can benefit.
Nanusi yape ena engineer Professor Humphrey Danson our dean wada School of Graduate Studies ano extra se industry no one for one engine na theory no one entumi enshemukena.
Talking about workplace experience learning, which is very important in the delivery of TVET. Workplace experience learning is very crucial because when we train TVET students in the TVET institutions, in the schools we give them more or less the theoretical knowledge and some level of practical exposure. However, the practical exposure is not adequate because the institutions may not have the state-of-the-art equipment and tools and machineries that today's industry may need. And therefore, it is important to bridge the gap of the theory with the industry-based experience.
Nekrakramu and a director at the World University Service, Elvis Apiakusi, and so and some for 18 commercial muse.
Project no butaya like infrastructure was a big part of it. Inti no so kosia to say omo die dijuma ayeboama agri-tech institutions no obetimi aretulu omo yensa enti be say osa society mikata abrewani enti yebo dawuro say omo amote yenka no omo kwabia so betima so technical institutions and aban asene se na be ya ye ma na amweko technical institutions obenya ntitiye a ye nyina ye hwe anim so obenya no omaso asene na ye ma ye nhye technical training mu kena.
Afeye share apomuden hu ensam so nso ahwe me ne de ya no won mo apa ministerial advisory board here de ama eye health ministry no na wo hwe se we eba beboa ma won dwumede won adie no wo so futuo ni ade no etime mo dwumede no akonkan no nam so ama ononyamfo kwabna minta kando a won no eye health minister efa sa akonya no eso eresa afutuo ade ma won mo ya pa wo mo fufuo.
Distinguished members, as you begin your work, I urge you to embrace the principles of teamwork, harmony, and shared purpose. The challenges before us, from health workforce shortages and infrastructure gaps to emerging disease burdens require coordinated and forward-looking solutions. The successes of this board will depend not only on the brilliance of its members, but on the ability to work together with mutual respect, objectivity, and unity of purpose. Let us therefore commit to working in concert towards the ministry's strategic priorities, strengthening health systems, expanding access to quality care, advancing digital health innovations, and ensuring that no Ghanaian is left behind in our quest for better health outcomes. In closing, I express my profound appreciation to all members of this board for accepting this national call to serve. I'm confident that through your wisdom, dedication, and collaboration, the advisory board will provide the guidance needed to translate policy into lasting impact and strengthen the foundations of Ghana's health system for generations.
Nano Yepe and Dr. Peter Kwame Yeboah, our executive director with the Christian Health Association of Ghana, ano. One also were a member our ministerial advisory board no and who edit to draw what share Obebwa and my dear Hodra Amana woman so my Ghana muha when me to me it was a teacher say a bano non-communicable disease no and Obebwa ama eso at sea.
Of the life and safety issues that require, and ultimately to improve service delivery, which is the ultimate, the end point, the outcome that all of us expect. So our role basically is to strengthen our health system, health system of Ghana, in service provision, in financing, regulation, so that health outcomes, health conditions like non-communicable diseases, which account for probably the highest cause of OPD attendance, morbidity and mortality. I think we have an opportunity to change the narrative of the entire health sector and to look collectively at how service provision will be anchored on disease prevention, health promotion, treatment, rehabilitation, palliative and holistic health service delivery, so that we have a health system that meets our collective health needs and promote the health and well-being of the country that we have. I think this is a rare opportunity.
Asene manson akroso eye ekrobia eno no ewo epoye mantam no emu na ene wo himpon a ewo ho en wo de adehwede pa erekwa ma ban stakeholders se akwan bone pa na ekum wo mo enu ti wo hre se aban any stakeholders won se wo bi nhwe emeye kwan ema wo mo nana abedi mante won na ye wo henia wo asene manson akroso se no wo tumpenfo enkra
ye kwan a eba ha de efi atianka mankwanta ede ba beduru ha kosi enomabo enye baako se insuo to na adwadifo aha adwuma kese e wapa nyaado a e konkran ene maku a ye de konkran bebre no efri ha na se insuo to a nyaado a mako a egu akire 3 days 4 days na nyina sei ye kwan ne nyenye nti kasenma abobo ya no kra ye de twi bi ko no sensuo to entimi nko entima nti yesrese o mampani ene MC ye kwan no enne ne kire ni manim ya ye pa omchew omomna mehwe no omnyema ye esanse eniema papa na free ha ye de ko nanso so ya kwan ye nti esanse ya kwan ye nti no ye ndoba na asei ye niema na asei nti yesre so obi inyem na obewo ne yesi ye de ne ko tianka mankwanta ye de ne tra moto so no pemfo a owa ontu ye duru wa ya san asa peje no ne kwasem ye kwan a eba ha de enye kura ye sra ban se onhwe no mehwe ye kwan ma ye ne kine ya
moma o man peni sanka no hu se sabe ko ya ye omi ye do so pa ye na ye kan na ye boa a ye do so nkwala o mbrante o mkwafu na se ne edu ana bi na endo akwese milu ka se kwa obi ewu esubu akwan anajo ka kwan ye papa san kon fu moto so ta se so san moto fu nti wen ko do hospital wewu so ta se enti so man pin omomode na ye kwan le de this yo asane o ma so akosi man so omomode na o mala o twa ye kwan fa me
mo bakura bra mo bre yansa mo prayer mo bedu kro yiso ye wa ndi ya nyuma bebre a na ye pe bibi kura ye o market kura ye brese e benya e car anase motor kura ye de ye na mano kwa beko bia na yakoton e kwa ne nye nsu to kura ye wu kura okwan so ye nkọ ne emba enti ye sra ban se ye kokọ metia ne ye na ya prayer na odi besi so o ahwe ba bia onche ne na onhwe ye so
asɛm a ne sɛ yɛkwan yɛ fi asubua ɛba ɔbɔ ahiafo akura no adepase asɛe ɛnɛ ne nanse bɛsɛ bɛwɔ awotini yɛde ahoɔden ɛne kɔmɛ libra ɛne yɛde yɛ sɛ yɛbɔtɔ koraa fɛtɛsɛ bɔtɔ koraa yɛkɔfa yɛde yɛ abansɛ yɛbɛyi yɛ ho ano ne nyinaa firi ɛkwan a asɛnti sɛ kwan no wɔn ayɛ ne yɛ ama yɛ kɛdeɛ yɛhu yɛhu sɛ sɛ yɛwɔ ne yie a sɛ yɛnyi ne yie a kɔkɔ bɔ wɔn bɛkyi ato nti yɛsrɛ sɛ aban mahama kokobeti ne yɛde to yɛ aha nso koraa sɛ yɛka koraa ɛyɛ ndi sisi ti papaapa ɛnti wɔn mbra na wɔn bɛboa yɛn
yɛhwɛ yɛ kwan yɛ fi yɛ kɔ asubua ɛkwan no nea yɛ no ababa yɛ ntumi fa so moto ntumi fa so ɛkwan yɛ mmiɛnum sɛnea yɛmmerante ne ka no anadwo yi a obi yare yɛde ne kwan fɛ ababa yɛ aka ntumi ama di nipa no owu kwan so ɔnabo ɛnyɛ kwa wɔyɛ dc ɛwɔ yɛn mpɛsua yi so yɛnim sɛ yɛde asɛm fo wɔn mu a wɔbɛyɛ yɛde asɛm yi fo ɔmampanin so ɔmampanin bɔ mmɔden na saa mpanimfoɔ yi wɔn ni yɛ kwan no dwuma ma yɛ anim yɛ asɛ yɛwu yɛma ɛmaa no nyɛma yɛde ɔkɔ hospital yɛntumi obi tumi wɔ kwan so yɛme ɛmbɛ mu a na ɔhwe ne nkwa
dwadie ane sikasɛm bra so sɛ de to akaseɛ suma a wansana ne atwa yɛn ho abasisia diemu ensem na kwiafo wonum dia bro ewo sisala mpotam eho kyerese sese wonum nyatofo enunti asadwuma wonum aye ne wonum sa aye sifom sanse kane bro bag ye ton 500 cedis no sese 200 cedis en wonum eton no a we hapa ne sadwuma wonum ye no wonum nyamfo so wonum koto sre abanhwe ne wonya bibi fa saade ehu
adehye wo sisala ene ne mpotam kyerese afiwe die eba no ebro awoduaye ema ne tumi so doso awokotwa ye wode be adwaman so a ehun sankaye na akwakoye bibie ho ni na ne se wohwe ebo na eda so kane no na ye 500 Ghana cedis ebesi enei sisi aye kase sampempure ya wode ji eye 200 Ghana cedis eno eye bottle baako na no enna ekuafo ewo sisala ne mpotam kyerese aha wonum ye pa esanse wohwe sede eso ati ababedu 200 Ghana cedis na kyerese enei eburo no ebu pa wose sabre wukopie mu ewo sisala east sisala west afewa west district ewo upper west mantam no emu a eburo buo sede ekwo ewo honom no entwa yie krakrakrakra emo emekuafo a wodokuya afi no wonu medwuma woyeye ni na no entumi anko nanim na openi bako ani din ede adinan benji wone nsɛmtwɛfo di nkɔmɔ no na wɔtwe mu sɛ wɔyɛ kuani a wɔdɔ eburo na wɔno no wɔ firi walembele ɛno ɛwɔ sisala east mense no emu wɔtwe sɛ afi eburo bɔtɔ sɛ de ɛso etumi ate abedru ɛyɛ 200 Ghana cedis na aha emebu na afi wɔde wɔn ho ɛhyɛ kuayɔ adwuma no emu pa ɛsɛ sɛ wohwɛ eye bosia hodro woji edi free eye banks ena afi ankronkro ho wodi hyekua no emu no ebeye dey na wonu metumi etua sa bosie afi wo se wo hwe fertilizers ahodro afi workmanship eni eye ebro seedlings kra wodi eduaye na ebo no ina ekokogina 600 Ghana cedis na enu ena enei eye ebro boto baako aso ati every 500 Ghana cedis ababedu 200 Ghana cedis awotwe mu se embo kra aha ekuafo afi wodo ebro ewo sisala ene ne mpotem
abusia yensanso enkuyenchi kakra wo yuna na esiye ewo awa stadium eno no one kind namo eye wonu mu aja wonkwakọ hwehwe mu widie mu fast radwumo se aja bibia be kon kan na mo bibia mu afri mu no nam so menei emra hye bedwafo no ma hye bedwafo dodo na bie ade yakọ ene hyeden akwa mabusia ene de sese aban eya sade ebi ensi bi ne nyina emu no Ghana Armed Forces ahwe ema eye dwumadi na ekoso no won mu suspending.
Allows applicants to be screened and processed in batches across various regions. This approach will enhance transparency, efficiency, and more importantly, safety, while preserving the dignity of our young people. Finally, Mr. Speaker, this tragedy must awaken our collective conscience. As a nation, it calls for renewed commitment to creating decent and sustainable jobs for our young people, so that the desperation does not push them into unsafe situations. Let this not be another headline that fades away, Mr. Speaker. Let it be a turning point that compels us to act responsibly, humanely, and with urgency towards our young citizens.
So in totality, that's Manos Bunu is. So in totality, about 50,000 youthful, able-bodied men looking for non-existing jobs. This also tells us as if as a country, we have not been fair to the youth. Let's think of that direction, Mr. Speaker. 55,000 people looking for jobs. It means they have not been in employment, and that is what it means.
With the same problem facing the country, one of the makers of the statement said that this is a turning point for this country to do things right. Mr. Speaker, indeed, it is the turning point for us to do things right. I believe that all of us must put our shoulders to the wheel. We cannot continue to see our sons and daughters who want to serve this country go or perish this way. It is rather a sad story. Mr. Speaker, I am a father, and if my son or a daughter wanting to serve this country by wearing the uniform perish this way, Mr. Speaker, that definitely will break me down. We all need to come together as a house to support not only the Ghana Armed Forces, but any recruiting agency or institution, so that we will never come to terms, or we will never face a situation like this again. Just yesterday, a report was released on the perishing of our dear ones through a plane crash. Today, it is a different story. Mr. Speaker, we don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I believe sincerely that if we, all of us, put our shoulders to the wheel, we will find a lasting solution to this problem. It is indeed a national tragedy that we will never want to see again.
The Elwak Stadium this morning, in order that they could be selected to join our armed forces. Mr. Speaker, that said, I would want to quickly commend the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Mahama, for swiftly responding to the crisis by visiting the wounded at the 37 Military Hospital this morning. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the President did not only visit 37 Military Hospital to commiserate with the families of the deceased and also to console the wounded, he immediately ordered that the process be halted at the Elwak Stadium. And so I want to assure the majority whip, who in his statement called for minority whip, sorry, Mr. Speaker, minority whip, who in his statement called for the halting of the process to pave the way for investigations. Mr. Speaker, that has already been done. And so as we speak, there is no recruitment exercise ongoing at the Elwak Sports Stadium.
Abusia we na koso wo mrahye bedwam na mudie sie nei ewo Elwak Sports Stadium we begina no so na ya jaboafo nkrato taw ye ba Sylvester Dakwa e de agudie mu nsem beto akase bo no so sisi ye ba.
The heat is everywhere. We are all tired and drained. Our faces are weary. The day feels endless.